All right, good evening. Everyone is relaxed. The world didn't come to an end on Shabbat. I got maybe 30 emails from people or text.
What kind of spirit is this?
What's going to be? I answer everyone the same thing. Christian nonsense. 2 words. They got the point. If that Christian minister, whatever he was, priest, minister, whatever, that old man, if he only knew Torah a little bit, they don't know Torah. They know a lot of things, but Torah they don't know. If he knew that the Torah warned nobody should give a date to the end of the world. No one. Where the Gemara says in Sanhedrin, Tipach rucham shel mechashvei akitzim. The spirit of the people who calculate the end should leave their body. I mean, it means they should die. That's what the Gemara says. Why? For disappointing the public. You know how many fools took all their life saving for his stupid propaganda and advertise that on Friday at 6 o'clock the world is coming to an end? Poor people. Some of them it was their whole saving. It's not a joke. Some people take this thing serious. However, believe it or not, it's not that far from the date. Let's put it that way. Because based on what's going on today in the world, we are coming closer and closer to that date, that's for sure. But who knows when? Another year, another month, another 5 years, another 50 years. Everything is possible. Definitely, you don't promise people anything. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made everything so clear that human beings, people, no matter how great they are, they don't know the future. If there is a specific prophecy, then the prophet receives a message. It's like a postman. Postman comes, he knows what's in the envelope. Doesn't mean, he knows because this is his job. Hashem takes a person, he gives him a prophecy. It's like sending a mail to the people. Tell them that this is what I said. That's it. It's not that he knows the future. It's like HaKadosh Baruch Hu told him the future. It doesn't go like this, like a psychic. Oh, I see things. No. The prophecies, even Moshe Rabbeinu, even though Hashem spoke to him direct, not in a dream, when Hashem, everything Moshe knew, Hashem told him. Everything Avraham Avinu knew, Hashem told him. It's not like they were sitting, closing their eyes and seeing what's going to happen based on their own ability. The prophet received his ability from Hashem. And definitely there are no people in this generation that they sit and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is talking to them. There are a few like this in the mental institutions. They feel they speak to Hashem every day. Some of them call me on Shabbat with the influence of their drugs to tell me what they just saw Hashem. Yeah, and this is the world that we live in, Anyway, there was a major hurricanes in Missouri, 75% of the place destroyed. If you are a little bit clever, not too much, a little bit, you find out that every time the President of the United States speaks against Israel with the conflict with the Arabs, Palestinian, terrorist state that they want to make next to Israel with the support of Iran, every time they say something against Israel, a big tragedy is happening here in the United States. The last, when they forced the Jews to leave their places next to Gaza there, New Orleans, Katrina, remember what happened over there? What happened today wasn't so big compared to New Orleans because they didn't say as bad as last time. Last time they drove people out of their homes. 11 different towns they had to evacuate. But over here, we begin to speak about Israel going back to 1967, which means that they would leave 9 kilometers. The width of Israel from one side to the other will be from here to Main Street, from here to Queens Boulevard. Let's not exaggerate. You can run. In 1 hour you cross Israel. That's what this foolish Obama wants to do. Sometimes people can be the president of the world. Their intelligence is mamash close to zero. Why didn't he learn the subject before he talked? What do you expect? The country will be cut to in the middle. Imagine like it's going to be you know what's 9 kilometers? It's 6 miles. That's it, from one side to Israel. It's going to be 6 miles, that's it. You don't have, it's like a lake. A lake already is 6 miles wide. Obviously something like this cannot happen, but let's see what's going to be. More pressure and more pressure and more pressure. Why does it happen to us? Why does it happen to us? The answer was exactly 2 days ago. If you went to the shul on Shabbat morning, let me read to you what Hashem told us in the Torah that will happen to us if we don't listen to Him. The parasha Bechukotai starts like this. Im bechukotai telechu. If you follow my ways, and et mitzvotai tishmeru, and you keep my mitzvot, va'asitem otam, and you do them. Why you had to triple his order? It's like 3 orders in one verse. If you follow my ways, I got the point. Or if you keep my mitzvot, I got the point. Or if you do my mitzvot, I got the point, no? Because Hashem knew there will be many wise guys in the Jewish nation that say, Rabbi, I'm religious in my heart. My grandfather was a rabbi in Yemen, or in Iran, or whatever, in Syria. Your grandfather sitting with the Rambam now together, and you, we don't know where you're going yet. Still have time to correct. Rabbi, I'm religious in my heart, believe me, 5 times a day I kiss the mezuzah. Yeah. I fast on Yom Kippur. So let's see how much we're losing by not keeping mitzvot. So if you follow it, all the mefarshim, all the commentators, they explain that im bechukotai telechu, it's all based on the oral law, oral Torah, means that you give your life for the Torah. That's what it means. You're ready to put all your efforts. I told you in one of the previous lectures how the Chazon Ish used to learn. Chazon Ish, he couldn't get up from the chair. They needed to pick him up after he was finishing to learn. People went into his room many, many times. They saw him almost fainted on the bed, tried to hold the book. That's how much he put into the learning. We put our efforts in basketball. And jogging, Rabbi. I jog every morning. They put their efforts in preparing their eternity. We also prepare our eternity, but sometimes in the opposite side. They go to some nice place, and who knows where we go if we continue the way we are. So let's see. V'natati gishmechem beitam. First blessing, the rain will fall in the right timing. Not only it's going to be rain, it's a double blessing. First, I will give you rain, but not just give you rain. Rain can destroy you. It can be floods. It can ruin all the vegetables. Depending if it falls a week before or a week after, it changed the entire season. The rain comes 2 weeks before they plan it. And they destroy everything. That's it. It's the big damage. Or if it doesn't come, a month, they need it now, a month went by, that's it, everything dies. Now it can be tons of rain. It's too late. For drinking, it really doesn't matter because it fills up your storages with water. It's good. The rain, for drinking, anytime it falls, it's good. But we're not talking for drinking here. We're talking for the vegetable, for the trees, for all the, for grass, for the animals, for everything. So, ונתתי גשמכם בעיתם, ונתנה הארץ יבולה, and a lot of great fruits will grow. Very good. ועץ השדה ייתן את פריו. And the trees will give a lots of fruit. Not only from the land is cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuce, everything. Also the trees will give tons of fruit. Then you're going to eat your bread and be full. Nobody will be hungry. וישבתם לבטח בארצכם. And you sit in your land peacefully. Okay, so let's see what we have so far. So far, rain, we don't have enough. The Kinneret in Tiberia, the Kinneret is, 10, 20 feet below the red line, the red level. It's disappearing. Mamash, they don't know what to do. They're thinking about import water from Turkey, but Turkey became an enemy country now. It's not so simple to do business with them. So They don't know what to do. Not enough rain, and definitely not in the right timing because of the way the people behave. Then, v'yishavtem lavetach ba'artzachem, you sit peacefully in your land. We are very, very far away from this promise. No peace, no security, no nothing. V'natati shalom ba'aretz, I will give peace in the land. I don't understand. You just already said in the last verse, v'yishavtem lavetach ba'artzachem, you sit securely in your land. Now the next verse, and I will give peace in the land. We got the point in the last verse, no? Which peace is talking about? Peace between you to your friends. You, your friends, your family. Peace in the land, in Israel, between the Jews. Not like now everyone wants to eat each other alive. You see what car he bought? I can't believe it. Scratch it, 5,000 shekel damage. Jealousy. Lashon hara. In a shuls, every Shabbat, arguing. Who's going to go? Who's going to pray? Who's going to get aliyah? What kind of rabbi? Why don't say anything? Why this? Why people talk? Why? You come to pray, it's a third World War III. Every Shabbat in the synagogues. You understand? Person come to praise Hashem. He come to the synagogue. 2 hours, 3 hours he sit. Every second is a sin. Speak to his friend, disrespect the Torah. Obviously, when you speak too much, there's tons of lashon hara, right? You're not praying. You're already in the house of God. You came to pray, and you in the end, you do the opposite. And plus lashon hara, in this, and create fights and arguments, and this and that. Better off not to come. What's the point of coming? To talk to your friends there? What, it's an old age club? Some shuls, it's an old age club. You see right away when you go there, you know why these old people come there. You know? Venatati shalom ba'aretz, it will be peace between you. You know, there are 3 different kind of peace. Who knows what they are? In the life of a person. 3 different kind of peace. Who does a person need peace with? 3 different kinds of peace.
His wife?
No, I hear. Very good. Psh, you shocked me. First time someone knew it. First time. No, peace with himself. Yeah, that's the most important peace. There's peace. A person needs peace with himself. Soon we see why we don't have it. Then a peace with his environment, his wife, children, family, neighbors, cousins, the entire country, right? And peace with Hashem. 3 different peace. How you make peace with Hashem? Very easy. You just listen to Him. Everything works out. Everything goes smooth. No argument, no nothing, no problems. You don't listen, then you have a big problem. You're not in a peace. You go against your Creator. You rebel. It's rebellions. Not listening to your Creator who supply you with oxygen and water and energy. Take what He gives you as a gift and use it against Him. What do you call it if not rebelling? Ungrateful? No, it's the same thing. So that's one way. It's easy. We know what to do. Peace with the people and peace with yourself comes from the same source of a problem. Why? Bad midot, the traits of the person are not good, and he creates by him a lot of conflicts with himself, with his friends, with his wife, with his children. For instance, anger. Person that is full of anger, every minute he fights with someone else. He can't control it. It's hyper. He has to get his anger on someone. You know, like today my postman came today. He brings mail. So it wasn't the original postman. The postman that comes every day already know the arrangements. This is somebody's substitute. So I was, walking from the door. In my door there is glass. Through the glass I saw someone is walking on my grass towards the street. So I thought to myself, probably the mailman or the UPS, he put maybe a box by the door. They do it sometimes. I open the door, I look at the floor, I don't see anything. I see these notes that they put, that you have to now go all the way to the post office to collect that lousy letter. Right? So I call him, hey. I ran after him. I said, I was standing by the door, you didn't knock. You should see how angry he got. I know he didn't knock. I was standing by the door. He didn't knock. He just threw the note and he wants to go. He doesn't want to wait the 20 seconds until the owner of the house will open the door. You understand what crooks we have in this world? It's already 20 seconds to do his job. He doesn't want. And when you tell him, I was standing by the door, he didn't knock, you should see he's ready to kill you. You're not getting it, he said. You're telling me that I didn't knock? You're not getting it. So in Hebrew we have a sentence, Al tiyeh tzodek, tiyeh chacham. Don't be right, be smart. If you want to be right, you can always be right, but you suffer for the rest of your life. Why? You have so many fools around you. They'll kill you. You want to be right? You'll be dead before. What do you think? The ego will never let you get your point. They'll never let you. So tell him, okay, so I'm sorry, I apologize. You're right. You knock, I'm getting deaf. I don't know, maybe I need a surgery. You know, I need to check. All his attitude changed. Okay, you are right, Baruch Hashem. This is it. So a person doesn't have peace with himself. You expect him to have peace with others. There is another reason why people are living with the war with themselves. They don't have peace. No peace of mind, no yeshuv hadat. Who knows what?
Don't follow Torah ways? The ego.
Well, those things we already spoke about. There's another reason why a person doesn't have peace with himself.
Jealousy.
That's, I already say, midot, personality, it includes everything. Jealousy, stinginess, anger, laziness, all these things we know. But there's another reason, believe it or not, yeah?
Maybe that his tshuva hasn't been accepted? Or he hasn't been proper tshuva yet?
Well, first of all, nobody knows if his tshuva was accepted or not. We all hope that Hashem accepted. One way to know, to have a rough idea, is that if we suffer. From the time we became religious, we begin to suffer money loss, problems, getting fired, all kinds of car accident, all kinds of things, and we have hard time in certain things, then we know very good, HaKadosh Baruch Hu started to pay us for our punishments in this world. But if everything goes smooth or even better than before, that's not a good sign. Why? We are so guilty of so many hundreds of millions of sins. What do you want? Now you became religious 840 and you want to enjoy the next 30 years in paradise? What about the 40 years of sins? Just because you go like this? How people do vidui? Hashem, chatati, aviti, pashati, hold on. Wait, I'm talking to Hashem, hold on. That's not, this is tshuva. Hey, Rabbi, since I became religious, I used to make $1 million a year. Now, 200,000 hardly. If you're going to really pay for your sin, you have no right to breathe, bichlal. You complain that you have a reduction in your salary. But nobody wants to pay. Nobody wants to pay. They want everything for free. They want to rob, they want to steal, they want to murder, they want to rape, and get away with that. That's the nature of the people. How many people come and say, come, punish me, I deserve it. Here, you didn't know, but I did something wrong, please come, bring your whip, hit me, I deserve it. How many? I had a little kid, he does it. He does something wrong today, I call him, 4 years old. I said to him, how many patches on your hand do you think you deserve for touching this candy that belonged to your brother? So he looked at me and said, 3. 3. I gave him little patches on his hand. The insult bothers him more than the pain, you know. Couldn't look at your face when they get caught. But you see, already you're training him to know there is responsibility in life. You cannot run. That's it. You deserve what you deserve, you get. So the answer is, a person have high expectation and not enough talent to meet those expectations. Most of the time it's his parents' fault. They push him into a track in his life. This, college, lawyer, doctor, I want you to be this, I want you to be that, you be the best singer, going to all this competition, and then when they fail, it crushed them completely. They become depressed, they hate their life, they 20 years live with pain that I should have done this and this and that, and I'm not. Just today I spoke to a very, very wealthy woman that she's divorced from her husband, and she told me that her son is not doing well in college. Now the father worth minimum $3 billion, minimum, the father. He has one of the biggest companies in America. So I asked her, you know me, I don't think twice. In cases like this, I hate to be a hypocrite. So I told her, I don't understand. Your ex-husband, what's the nonsense in his head? Why he doesn't take him and put him in one of his businesses, one of his companies, even if he doesn't know how to do anything, and give him a nice salary and finish? I has to make him go to college 6-7 years already, this boy. What is this nonsense for? Who are you trying to impress? Your husband can make him the president of the company if he wants. Anyone will make a beep? He doesn't have a master degree. Who's going to make a beep in a company? It's the son of the owner, end of story. No, but he wants him to make it on his own. Stupid. You understand what's going on here? Now, guess what? The boy decided that he wants to run away from this country. That's it. Running away. That's why she called to complain. What is she going to do now? He wants to go for a few years. Well, money to spend he's always going to have. He has his father's credit card. But the idea is that he's going to go now to some country. Who knows how many years he's going to be there. Some hippie laying there, you know, in a place and not doing anything with himself. Sleep all day. Far away from his parents. No police around him. And who knows, 2 or 3 years, they're going to get a phone call that he met Christine somewhere in Honolulu. And we're coming to get married. You understand? Prepare money. That's what's going to be. The pressure that the parents put on their kids is mamash murder. And it's all because of egoism, the egoistic. It's all about themselves. Nobody cares about the son. It's all about what my friends and my family will say about my son to hurt my ego. Or to bring it up, depend. If your son gives you a lot of kavod, very good. I give you an example. Let's say your son decided to do something that you don't want. You wanted him to go to college, and he doesn't want to be educated. He doesn't want to be educated. He decided to be, a guitar player, musician, whatever. Science, playing in a bar or something. And you hate what he does for years. One time, they call him for an interview on television, and now, 50 million people will see it, and you see how people like him and give him respect. He became important. What happened to this father? Everything changed right away. He's not going to say to him, you loser, you guitar player, you should have been a doctor. He doesn't care anymore about the doctor. Why? He got what he wanted in a different way. He got it. Oh, everyone praising me for my son. Okay, I don't care, he won't be a doctor. It's all about him. What about the truth? You wanted him to be a doctor for the truth or for your ego? For your ego, of course. So if you get the ego, if you get the respect somewhere else, it comforts you. If you don't get it, you continue to destroy him and abuse him until he runs away from home, and who knows what's next. You understand? That's what's going on. So a person, sometimes they put, it's not, by the way, only by the secular world, it's very, very common in the religious world. Parents have these illusions and desires everywhere, not only in the Jewish world, by the non-Jews, by the Jews, by the religious Jews. Everyone wants his son or daughter to be extra successful, which means by them it's the college and the profession. By the religious people, what is it? Yeshiva, and who you're going to get married, to what family, this and that. Nobody cares that you love this girl and she's a good girl, but her father is not an important rabbi, is not something with a great background of the great yeshivot. We don't want that family. Or we don't want you to go to this yeshiva. You have to make it to this yeshiva. Why? That yeshiva, nobody pays attention to you. But if you say, I'm learning in this yeshiva, so much respect we're going to get, the family. You know, it's all about this. Fake. Everything is fake. Now, what happens if he's not capable of learning in such level? He sits there in a class 3, 4, 5, 7 years and suffer. Mama suffer. And then what happened? This kind of suffering creates hate towards the religion. The religion is delicious. It's great. It's sweet. If you do it like food. 1 steak, 2 steaks is delicious. 200 steaks in 1 meal, it's a poison. It's a killer. Ma. Too much. You kill the person. That's too much for him. He has to learn in his level. Then he's going to feel great. Pressure, test, exams, that. You need a tutor. What all this for? Anyway, 99% what you learn today in colleges you don't need for life. I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. Every test you want me to pass from college, medical, law, architect, everything, give me 3 months to do it on my own, without any teachers. Just me and Google. I'll get all the information and I'll pass the test without going 1 second to college, without wasting $100,000. Yeah. If your brain works, you can get anything you want in a very short period of time. I one time met a lawyer that used to be a Rosh Yeshiva in the past, and he's a real estate lawyer. And I asked him, you went to college to become a lawyer? Where did you have all these years to waste? Yeah, someone from Yeshivot that knows Gemara, he has time to sit in college now? I said, no, I did it in a year and a half. I said, how? He said, by myself. I don't know how he did it. I never went into the detail. He learned everything on his own without going to college. He just went to the test and passed everything. He paid the money, but he really never went to the classes. Why? He's a smart person. Everything was easy for him. Became a lawyer. You got the point here? Whatever. Let's move on. So like I said, there are 3 different kinds of peace. Peace with you, with yourself, peace with Hashem, and peace with your environment. Peace with yourself and with your environment is the same reason. Your personality, your character is not good. If you're a corrupted person, it creates conflicts a lot between you and your environment and you to yourself. But between you and yourself, there's another reason that you don't have a peace of mind. You worry all the time. They set some guideline for you that you cannot meet. And that's why you live with fear. You live with all kinds of anxiety attacks, with pressure. And God forbid, who knows what can happen. So this is what's going on here. And it's all not necessary. So then the Torah continue. The Torah say, you sleep without fear. No bombs, go to the shelter, a missile is on the way, you have 5 minutes to hide. None of these things. V'ishbati chaya ra min haaretz, no bad animals. No bad animals. In Muncie, in the last 2 years, 3 times bears came. Real bears, walking in a backyard. Maybe 7.5, 8 feet tall, more than 8 feet tall. Bear, walking, all of a sudden you look in the window, in the backyard, you see a big bear is walking. He's nervous, he's afraid, he got caught in between the houses. One time he climbed on a tree, they brought like 30 people with a big blanket, very thick blanket, 30 people, and they shot anesthesia to him, and he fell. He was so heavy that the 30 people fell with him, and he fell from the blanket. Was already numb, right away it makes him numb. Why Hashem sent bears there? To wake up the people. You're becoming too modern. Go back to the old ways. The weeks become longer, the cars become fancier, the houses become double and triple. It used to be very simple building. All of a sudden, this kind of architect, this kind of chandelier, that kind of pictures. I never understand, how is it possible that a religious person will put a $500,000 picture in his living room? Even if he has $1 billion cash. Didn't you think that it's better to save maybe 100 or 200 orphans from death? Instead of putting a picture in your living room? For your own good, forget about them. Let's say you don't care about them. For your own good, as an investment. If somebody come and offer you, there is a great stock, tomorrow it's going to go up 5,000%. 5,000%. And you have now $500,000 and you're on your way to the gallery to buy a picture. A normal person will take the $500,000 and buy the stocks, or you will continue to go to the gallery to buy that stupid picture. What do you say? Right away. The $500,000 will become 20 million tomorrow.
Maybe they're not religious, Rabbi.
Doesn't have to do anything with religion. It's common sense.
But the picture, they always have value. And even in the future, they always have value. So what if they can do both?
The word they can do both is not a good word because you can do a lot better without wasting money. Understand? Of course, yeah. The people who buy pictures, some of them give a lot of tzedakah. But instead of buying that picture, they can double their tzedakah. Do you understand? You understand or no?
If you're wealthy, you should live well. You should...
I got to tell you, look. I can understand that a person buy a comfortable car or a big car or car that drive good because it's everyday necessity. You know, you drive a lot, you want to be comfortable, you're back, you want to bring more people, you have a lot of kids, you need a big minivan, fine. Everything has an excuse. Why you want leather seat? Because the kids make it dirty, it's easy to clean. So you pay $4,000 more extra. At least you have an answer. You know, certain things that people add, I can understand. Okay, it's luxury, but it's also a necessity. But there are many pictures that cost $200-300 that you can put to make the house pretty. Just because it was made by Chagall or, I don't know, Picasso, you're going to pay $5 million now for that, and it's going to lay there for 20 years. Fine, in the end, you're going to get your money back. But you can have done, Hashem gave you this money to earn so much for your Olam Haba, and you put your money on the walls. You know the Chafetz Chaim, you heard about the Chafetz Chaim? Chafetz Chaim had an uncle, and that uncle was begging him to come to his house. The uncle was begging him to come. Chafetz Chaim never agreed to go to his house. Then one time the uncle told him, why, uncle or cousin, why you never agreed to come to my house? For years I'm begging you. You never agreed to come. The Chafetz Chaim told him, because I'm afraid that if I come to your house, I'm going to walk over the Torah. I don't want to walk on pages of Torah. So he told him, what do you mean pages of Torah? I don't have Torah on my floor. He said, sure you do. So the guy is thinking, if the Chafetz Chaim said that I have the Torah on my floor, he's right. But let me try to understand why he's right. But he couldn't get it. He told him, Rabbi, please explain. He said, well, you have $200,000 Persian rugs on your wall, on the floor, all over your house. That could have been trillions of mitzvot of learning Torah. How can I walk over the Torah? You understand? Did you see the house of the Chafetz Chaim? There's one picture about him, one picture, sitting outside of his home. If you see his home, it's the most poor house in the history of this earth. Nowhere in the history, anywhere, in no Arab country, no Chinese, in China, Africa, nowhere in the world you have a house that is more simple than that house. Nowhere, ever. And you know how many millions of dollars went through his hand as the chief rabbi of the Jewish world? He could have built himself 5 mansions if he wanted. He didn't want to be Gaddafi or Mubarak. He didn't want.
He gave it all.
Yeah. These kind of people didn't keep anything for themselves. You saw Rav Steinman in Israel? You know the chairs in his house? It's made from milk cart. You know those boxes of milk? And about a year ago, one thief, one guy that did construction in the area, broke into the house and stole $500,000 in cash. So in your house, you have, your chairs are made from milk cart, and in one of the drawers there, you have $500,000 in cash. Why? It was money for tzedakah. All the money that they get, they give out. They don't keep for themselves. You have to understand. The Torah says something very interesting, but we read it, but we don't really pay attention what it is. Listen good. It says like this. It says that someone who HaKadosh Baruch Hu love, he send him suffering. That's one thing. Another thing he says, listen good. And now we have to understand why. Why? How can it be? Second thing, maybe somebody will be clever from what I say now to see the connection. It says like this. The Gemara in Masechet Brachot, page 5, this is what it says. Gimel matanot tovot nitnu leIsrael. 3 great gifts God gave to Israel. וכולם לא ניתנו אלא על ידי ייסורים. And all of them were given together with suffering. There's no way to get it unless if you go through a period of suffering before. What is it? The Torah. To be knowledgeable in Torah, thousands of hours, you have to break your eyes and your back and give up so many opportunities to go make business and money and vacation and sport and sleeping. You got to kill yourself to become somebody important. It doesn't come like this. So that comes with Isurim. Like Hashem could have made the memory like a computer. 5 minutes download, you have the whole Torah in your brain. And great, now I have the whole Torah. No, it has to come with lots of efforts and sweating and suffering and humidity and this. Believe me, it's not simple. Second, Eretz Israel. When a person arrives to the Holy Land, all the problems begin. Not that I don't want you to make an aliyah. I won't be fair not to prepare you. If you come prepared for war, then you have a chance to succeed. If you come with your American dream, and then you begin to see what's going on over there, you can get very depressed. Problems, bureaucracy, the cities, the people, this, the heat, the humidity, the anger, the pressure, finding a place, finding a schools for your children. Your children are pleasant, soft, nice Americans. You put them in Israeli mentality. Wow, the kids cannot believe what's going on. You know, it's very aggressive over there. Different world. You remember, you came to the Middle East. War, rockets, missiles, Palestinian bombers. You live here in your Great Neck mansion, or, I don't know, Westchester. All of a sudden you come to a little tiny place. Everything with pressure, some no elevators, humidity, 110 degrees every day, pressure. You put your kids in yeshivot. It's not like here, the school bus come, the son come, run inside, the mother, like in the movies. Hey, your son has to walk half an hour to school. Half of the people don't even have cars. What? You got to stand by the bus 20, 40 minutes. The bus comes, you go to school, that's it. Different world. Different world. The prices are in dollars, the salaries are in shekel. They stab you from both sides. When you need to buy, you pay dollars. American prices. When you earn, you make Israeli salary. All the wealthy people in Israel, they are only wealthy because their businesses are international. It's almost impossible to make money if you make money only in Israel. All this big company, Tiva, this, that, diamond dealers, it's all international business. All these families, the 20 wealthy family, almost all their money comes from overseas. America, Africa, Europe, all the high-tech millionaires in Israel. Where they made their money? Where did they sell their high-tech? To 3 million Israelis? To 500,000 families in Israel? They sell it all over the world. United States, 200 million customers. Europe, another 100 million customers. China, Japan, everywhere, all over the world, people buy the Israeli inventions. Imagine if they couldn't sell. They just invent, but they couldn't sell overseas. They'll never make money. Won't even pay the investment of the research. So Eretz Israel niknet b'yisurim. Until you find a rabbi, until you find a community that fit your level. There's different level in religion. You may come to a community, it's too fanatic for me, Rabbi, I cannot make a beep over there. I'm used to Queens, I walk with my shorts in the street, you know, with my quarter yarmulke, all of a sudden, all these Hasidim, beards, you know, I'm embarrassed to get out of my home. You know? So, the third thing is, Olam Haba. The next world also nikna b'yisurim. You cannot enter the place that Hashem promised all the righteous Jews without going through a period of suffering in your life here. Over there, that's it. Once you're done, you're done. Over here, if you never suffered in your life, that means you never erased your sins. Now comes the big question. If the Torah tells us, Et asher yohav Hashem yeyasro, someone God love, He send him suffering. Suffering can be all different kinds of levels, from sicknesses, cancer, heart attack, cholesterol problem. Suffering can be problems with the children, not finding a soulmate, not getting married, problems in a marriage, problematic wife that drink your blood for breakfast. All kinds of things can happen in life. Car, flat tires, stealing, losing your car. Oh, who knows? You bought a house, they cheat you, the foundation is cracked. Suffering is millions of different of suffering. People cannot eat, stomach problem, bathroom problem, all kinds of things.
Everybody suffers something.
Everybody suffers. But there's levels of suffering. So the question is, if the Torah tells you that only the ones Hashem love, He sent them a lot of suffering. And also He tells you that the most precious three different things comes only with suffering. So suffering is a positive thing or a negative thing? Positive, right? So now I want to ask you a question. Why? Why Hashem made the world that the only way to be successful spiritually, you must go through a period of suffering in your life to get it?
To cleanse your soul, no?
Why Hashem made a rule in a creation that to cleanse the soul, you need to suffer? Why not to read Tehillim? I read an hour a day Tehillim. It cleans the soul. Yeah.
Although you're suffering, Hashem will still take care of you.
Yeah, but he's not answering my question.
So to appreciate the good, without suffering, you won't appreciate the good.
God didn't give up on you, so He wants
You will bring
somebody that He is. God will give you.
No, but you're not, all of you say correct things, but you're not answering the question. Focus on the question. Hashem could have made the world with a different way to correct the soul. Different way. Why did it have to be so painful? Aggravating, painful. It's not pleasant suffering.
It will stick with you. You will remember it. If it go easy, you won't need to remember it. It's hard to always remember.
It's all true, but still, you're not answering the question.
If we're suffering, we can pray to God for the suffering to stop and make more of a connection. Maybe.
You are the closest one out of everyone. Baruch Hashem. The good answer comes from the end today, from the women and from the men. Yeah.
Through suffering, you're going against your body. With your soul put in this world, you're going against the body. That's through suffering. That's the only way to beat to the Olam Hazeh, to get to Olam Haba.
If I could, I'd jump and kiss you. Yeah, that's the answer. The Maharal says answer. You say like the Maharal. Very good, you have potential. The answer is, the world, the life in this world, it's a fight between good and bad. If the good will win, that's it. You got your ticket and you now cash out on your merits. If the bad wins, you fail. What's the good, what's the bad? The good is the soul, the bad is the body. Why the body is bad? Because the body does everything he can to prevent the soul from growing and being close to Hashem. So you see, when a person eating all day steaks and sushi and cream cakes, he has no connection to Hashem. You see right away, this kind of person is coming to learn Gemara, to efforts. He likes the easy life. Rabbi, jet ski, but I listen to your tape 15 minutes a week. Doesn't it count learning Torah? Yeah, it's easy in the car, so you enjoy, you hear some nice things. Learning Torah, it's learning Torah every day, routine, you go, it's hard, you break your head, real. You need this lecture, you need the Musar, you need the wake up, you need general knowledge. Of course, it's a part of it. But only that is not enough. So what's going on here? If you break the nature of the body, you eliminate the body with the suffering, the soul get released and get like a magnet to Hashem. The obstacle, the screen between you and Hashem is broken. The only way to eliminate the soul is through suffering, and suffering it depresses the desire of the soul. I'll give you an example. Now you have $100,000 in your wallet and you're getting ready now to get in your fancy convertible car to a 2 weeks vacation in Miami Beach. And now what happened? Oh, horrible pain caught you. Oh, you cannot move. You tell your wife, help me out. I can't move. Now you're in a mood for vacation. You lost all the mood. Vacation. Call to cancel. Cancel the reservation. Or you just found out that they found a sickness in you. God forbid. You need chemo right away tomorrow. You don't care about the vacation anymore. Even if it was a free vacation. In 1 second, the desire for that vacation is gone. If you have the best steak ready, you're ready to attack the steak from all 4 corners. And you just got a bad phone call that you lost who knows how much money in a business. The stock crash unexpectedly. You're in a mood to eat the steak?
You become closer to Hashem.
Right away, the desire is gone in a second. So what do you see? A hocus pocus here. The only way, right away, to get stuck to Hashem, to get close to Him, is to eliminate the body and the desires. And the only way to do it is suffering. There's no other way. That's the nature. That's it. Because the body, remember, it's constantly have desires. Eliminating the body. I give you an example. If a person doesn't have legs, he has desire for sport, what is he going to do? Push the wheelchair and try to throw it to the basket? You have some crazy ones that do it anyway. They try to prove that life goes on. Okay, so they walk 100 times more until they get to something. They had legs, it would be a lot easier. They go, they torture themselves just to prove their point. But the point is that, if a person knows that his brain is blocked, he cannot understand anything. He tried to get accepted to Harvard or to Ponovich Yeshiva. He doesn't want. He said to his father, what are you going to waste $200,000 on me? I don't have a chance. I don't know 2 plus 2, it's how much? 4 times 4, I don't know. You want me to? Don't worry, I'll get you in. I have connection. I gave a lot of donations. It's not about getting me in. I'm not capable to even do it. This is what's going on. That reminds me, one guy saw his father, and he became an old man, and he lost his legs. So now the old man is almost 80, and he's on a wheelchair now, because he cannot walk. But the old man is so happy, happier than his young son, that walks, and everything is fine by him. So the young son asked his father, what's your secret? That you stayed a happy man even though you lost the ability to walk. What is your secret? So he told him, I give you a mashal you understand, an analogy. Imagine a person, when he was 20, he got $1 billion gift from someone. Someone came to him with a big bag, here, $1 billion, take it, enjoy it. But one day when you be very old, I will come to ask for it back. You're going to have to give it to me. But don't worry, you're only 20. It will be very late when you be old. You can enjoy the interest, put it in a bank, take interest, you can buy and sell, make business, make it 10 billion, I don't care. In the end, make sure after, when you reach 70, anytime, 70, 71, 75, one day I will show up. Remember, prepare it, once you get 70, have it ready for me. Say, okay. Bought buildings, this, double this money, whatever the case. After 20 years, the person showed up. After 60 years, the person showed up. Hello, remember me? Who are you? Usually when people owe money, they forget to who. They don't recognize the number. When people need to borrow money, they're very nice and polite. A minute after the money is in their pocket, their real face comes out. Friends, it's like the bank. What's the mutual between your friends and the bank and your banker, your local bank? What's the mutual? When you invest by them, they all smile and nice to you. The day you stop depositing by them, they become very angry and arrogant and nasty. The bank and your friends, the same thing. As long as your friend can suck your blood and get things out of you, they're very nice. Once you tell them, listen, that's it, I cannot help you anymore, don't bother me, let's see how many hours it will take for you never hear from him ever again. That's life. Same thing in a bank. 20 years, you're a great businessman, you're putting millions in a bank. The business collapse, you hardly make the payment, $20 check is about to be bounced. Why? You have only $18 left in the account, they'll bounce it for $2. 20 years, they made millions over you. Now you need a little push. Sir, I'm sorry, I'm only the manager here. That's how it goes. So the father told him, okay, so he told him the story. So now the person showed up. When he was 80 years old, he showed up. Where is the money? He said, okay, I got it for you. He said, don't worry, I was only fooling you. Just give me 20,000 back. The rest you can keep. Wow, really? You sure? Yeah. So I gave him 20,000. Now somebody like this will be happy that he now gave $20,000. He just lost $20,000 now. Will make a party or will sit and cry?
Make a party.
Make a big party, no? Why? He was supposed to give $1 billion back. He gave only 20,000 back. That's like making 999,980,000. So what did he take? Not even 1%. So that's what the father told his son. Hashem gave me children, wife, children, grandchildren, house, cars over the years, clothing, jewelry, food. I went, I learned, I enjoy music, whatever you want. Now after that 80 years, he came and he took my legs. I should be upset after all what he gave me. So he took a crumb, he took back. Gave me a whole big cake, he took 1 crumb. But the nature of the people, they never see all what they receive and all the good. Only the negative, magnify glass. The negative is with magnify glass. The good things is with the opposite of the magnify, the other side. You understand? Now, the parasha continue. When you run after your enemies, they will surrender to you right away. That's what the Torah says. 5 of you will beat 100. And 100 of you will beat 10,000. It's not the right ratio. 5 against 100 is 1 to 20. 100 against 10,000 is how much? 1 to 100. Not 1 to 20. Why? Hashem doesn't know math? Huh? He didn't go to high school? What do you say? Huh? Even the postmen know how to calculate this, no? So Hashem also knows. So what's going on here? No?
The tzibur, it's stronger, it's double.
I tell you, I'm preparing you a chair next to me in yeshiva. That's it. It's a crime to sit here in Queens like this when he has such potential.
Is that a prophecy from the 6-day war? Because the way the Jews, they beat the Arabs, and then all the Arabs against us.
You know, one pilot from Israel came to Long Island here to convention, about flying planes. So it was, I think, a week or 2 weeks. So the entire week, the American commander that was teaching there about the new planes, whatever, F-16, whatever it was, he gives all kinds of examples from the wars, combats. It shows on a board. That's how it was. The British came from here, the Russians from there, the German, the Japanese. Every day he talks about a different war. By the end of the course, the Israeli pilot saw that he did not mention one word about the 6 days war. So he told him, I don't understand. The biggest Air Force victory in history was the 6 days war. In 6 days, one tiny country Air Force beat all the Arab Air Force, crushed them completely, did not leave any memory from them. In 6 days. It actually was in 2.5 days. That's really the truth. And the rest was like, putting yourself in the right place. So how did you not mention anything about it? Right away, the Israeli thought, oh, we have a business with another anti-Semite here. He doesn't want to talk to the favorite of the Jews. It turns that he was wrong. There was a nice teacher. He said to him, the 6 days war was a divine miracle. How can I teach based on a divine miracle? That only happened to you, the Jews. God saved you in that war. There's no point of me teaching all these pilots from different countries based on a miracle. What, they're going to have this kind of miracle? No, I have to teach them reality. The mistake this army made, what did it cost them, how they prevented this and that. Reality. Well, you come to teach about miracles. It's like a person wants to be a stockbroker, so they give him an example of some miracle that happened one time in a firm. Somebody by mistake bought a stock, he went up 1,000%. By mistake, he made a mistake in a name. So based on that, you teach how to be a broker. You have to teach reality, how you make, how you lose, what's the risk. You don't teach based on real miracles. So the 6 Day War obviously was a miracle. Even Yom Kippur was a big miracle. First we got the punishment of the pride from 1967 to 1973. There's about 5.5 years of pride and ego. No Israeli politician even once say thank you to Hashem in public. No, none. These Arab murderers that always lose in a war, when they destroyed already on the radio, Bismillah, Wallah, Ilallah, we occupying Tel Aviv. You know, our army destroyed the enemy, 1,000 Israeli airplanes are burning. In the meantime, the Israelis are already in Cairo and in Damascus, destroying them. All these Arabs standing like this, you know, surrendering with the white flag. And on the radio, they put Farid el-Atrash. You know, it's a happy day. But every second, the murderer Arabs, before they come to murder innocent people, why they scream, Allahu Akbar? You saw in YouTube, there's one, the Hamas is shooting missiles at Israel. So every missile they shoot, they scream. There's about 5-10 of them. They scream, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Allah. So after the 4th or the 5th, boom, it explodes in their face. And I say, Allahu Akbar, God is really great. He gave them what they deserve, these filthy murderers. You understand? But why Hashem showing us that the worst people on earth, every other word from their mouth is God is great, Bismillah, in the name of God, with the help of God. Even in America, on $1, in God we trust. They never meant it, but at least it say it. And God we trust, no? In Israel, you don't have it on the money. All these communists that came to Israel, they did everything they could to hide anything religious. I made a whole lecture about it 2 weeks ago. Go to their website, see the history of Israel and the Zionism. Explains what's happening.
The name it is Shekel.
Huh?
What is the name it Shekel?
Like in Torah, they name it Shekel.
Yeah. All right. So why the ratio is like this? 1 to 20, but together, as he said, 1, it's only him. A group, it's a different story. When you pray by yourself in your bedroom, after you got up at 10:30 in the morning, and you 2 minutes, you're in a rush now to get to work, your boss is waiting, and it takes you 2.5 minutes to pray, Hashem check who you are. If you are a righteous person, then your prayer is getting accepted. Why? You deserve it. There's no obstacle. You're not dirty, you're clean. You came to work clean, no? Your boss will allow you to enter his office. Why? You came nice. If you came with all kinds of stains, mud, oil is dripping from your beard, your boss wants to get you in, it's an embarrassment for him to sit with you. If you are full of theft, you're guilty of so many sins, and you pray by yourself, there is a lot of delay on every word that comes from your mouth. But the Torah said that if you pray together with a group, with minyan, at least 10, the whole prayer goes as one unit. And Hashem doesn't look with magnifying glass who were the 10. It's a unit. Unit and one is two different things.
But a female like me, I don't have that opportunity. I have to pray by myself.
Right.
So it's not fair.
That's why women are not obligated to pray so much. 1 time a day, 10 minutes, it's enough. Man has to pray a lot. You got it? But everything has a reason. What do you think? Everything makes sense. You just have to see how it falls into the right place in the puzzle. Anyway, so the answer is, when you take one straw, you break it with your fingers, no? You bend it. You don't need. What happens if you put 100? Oh, it's already became very hard, right? You take one piece of wood. You break it quick. You put 100 combined. You try to break it. For 1 year, you cannot break it. When a group is together, it's a different story. So that's what Hashem says here, for us to learn. Then, Ufaniti elechem, I'm coming towards you. Ve'efreti etchem, I will bless your birth. You'll have a lot of children. Imagine if it would happen today. All the women say, Hashem, no, please, don't give us too much. We're too fertilized. Hashem, I already have 2 kids and 2 dogs. It's too hard, Hashem. Why, you want to give me 15 kids? Come on, please. No, I know you mean well, but please, for me it's a curse. I can't, please. Rabbi, my husband wants more children, I can't. How many children you have? I'm pregnant in my first child. Ay. 17 Arabs waiting online to join the Hamas or the Hezbollah from every family, and 1.5 Israelis. You know? That's what's going on now. The average of the Jewish world is less than 2 kids per family. The average of the Muslim world, 8 kids, 8 point something a family. That's why Europe disappearing. No more Europe. Europe became Iran. That's it. Hezbollah. Give it another 10 years, Europe will become all Muslims. That's it. They'll take the governments right away. As soon as they win in the election, all the French and the British will run to Israel. Ask for asylum. How do you say? Asylum? Yeah. Please, we're refugees. All these big shot French will come with their bags. Hey, Netanyahu, please, be kind, let us in. Where? There's no room in Israel, not enough real estate. Don't worry, we brought some money left. So that's what's going to happen. Soon, very soon, you see, maybe in our time. In another 10 years, already there's more than 50 million. They already, I told you, I have a picture, they pray in the middle of the street. They block the whole street in France. No, nobody can move. The police standing, nobody does anything. Why? Nobody wants. One time they went against them, they burned thousands of cars in France. Did you hear that night?
Yes.
All France was burning to show them, don't mess with us. I said in the other lecture, if the Nazis would choose the Arabs to make a Holocaust to them, you will never know there were Nazis ever in history. You know what they'll do to them? You want to put us in the gas chambers? You tell me to sit in this bench but not over here? Ooh, what would happen? Imagine today, especially with the Facebook, they'll burn Germany in 5 minutes. You saw what happened that they came to Israel, thousands to the border. Yeah. Even my Facebook got attacked by them. A month before May 15, thousands of messages in my Facebook collapsed the page. We'll kill you, we'll slaughter you. On May 15, the big day come, the third intifada. Yeah, that's what happened. That was a month before. I knew that on May 15 they're coming, thousands of them to attack Israel. But the Israeli stupid intelligence didn't know it. No, not one soldier was standing there when they broke the border, the fence. Did you know that? Not one soldier was there. Even though every Israeli that is in the Facebook, it was all over. They were attacking many pages, not only mine. They attacked different pages. It was a well-known thing. People knew about it. Everybody knew, but the army somehow didn't know. By the time the army arrived, they already broke the wall. And some of them broke into Israel and started to run. And they made it. One of them arrived to Jaffa. You know how far Jaffa is from the Syrian border? It's like from here to Connecticut, more even. He had to get rides. He's getting rides. I don't know how he got there. They found him a few days later walking in Tel Aviv, Jaffa. And one woman reported him. Imagine if she wouldn't report. Maybe he would become the prime minister of Israel in the next Knesset election. In Israel, everything is possible. You understand? I wanted to see my grandparents' house in Jaffa, I said. That's why he's a Palestinian. I said, the good thing is, every time they attack us, something good also come out of it. What's the good thing come out of it? When they attack my page, I had 3,000 people in my Facebook list. Now I have 50,000. When they attacked me, that was 2 months ago. When is that? May 15, so about April 15. It's 2 months ago, no? 2.5 months ago. When they attack, we used to have like 200,000-300,000 viewers a month. Now 1.4 million just in Israeli page in the last 30 days. 1.4 million viewers. How it grows. I know many rabbis are speaking against Facebook, and they are 100% right. I don't want you to get the wrong message. But I said, and not only me, that everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu made in life has two sides, good and bad. Car, it's good or bad? Depend how you use it. Depend. Music is good and bad. Depend what music you make. Good, kosher, or dirty. Yeah, okay. And pictures is good and bad. Depend. Good picture of the Western world and Jews are praying in Yom Kippur, or dirty pictures, right? So everything in life, food is good and bad. Depend what you eat. Kosher, not kosher, healthy, not healthy. Speaking is good and bad. Depend what you choose to speak. Learning is good and bad, depend. You learn in yeshiva, you learn in college. It's all depend. You understand? There's two sides to the coin. Same thing, internet. Internet is not bad. There are good sides and bad sides. There are sides that made thousands of people religious. Could best thing happen in this generation? Huh? Torah anytime is a good place or no? If people go there and listen to 2-3 lectures a day, the reason they walk with yarmulke and tzitzit and eat kosher, it's thanks to the internet. Without the internet, they'll marry Christine next month. There's thousands like this. I see in my website all the comments of people. You see how many people make religious every day? Sometimes you get scared. Is it real? I'm pinching myself. You know, 1.4 million viewers in 1 month. How would I ever get to 1.4 million? Did Moshe Rabbeinu arrive in his whole life to 1.4 million viewers every month? Rabbi Akiva arrived in their generation, or whoever you were with you, you know, whoever is standing in front of you, they were your student. Right? They make a big deal that the Ben Ish Chai used to speak to thousands of people in a lecture of Shabbat. No, 70 years, 60 years, every Shabbat, let's say 5,000 people. So it's 20,000 a month, 200,000 a year, multiplied by 40, 50 years, I don't know how many years exactly he was teaching, not even reaching 1 month of what you can do today in the internet. And at the same thing, he can destroy thousands. And he did. He destroyed the world. Why? Because people chose to go to places they're not supposed to. It's like two stores. You have a store that you're not supposed to enter, and a store that is good to enter. Library. You go to the library. Could be good sections, bad sections. There's great Musar books from the Torah. Right? 2 steps away, there's all the dirt in the world. Right? Medicine can save life, can destroy life. Drugs. It's the same thing. This destroy your brain. This can save your life. So everything, bottom line, this is the way the world is. There's a free choice. Whatever Hashem gave in the world is not bad. The people makes it bad. Internet was supposed to be the greatest gift of God to humanity in history. The best. Why? I'll give you an example. Yesterday, very late at night, 11 o'clock at night, 10, 11, 12, I don't remember exactly. Yeah. I started to get every minute a text message. There's El Al airplane cannot land. 280 people. One of the wheels is broken. It doesn't get luck. You know what happened to a plane if he lands on one wheel and the other one is not falling? One is in, one is out. What would happen to the plane? It would flip over. How he can land with one wheel? So he has to fold the other wheel and land without wheels. What a disaster. 100 ambulance ready with red lights in the airport. In less than 5 minutes, Hundreds of thousands of Jews were praying for this plane. That's what saved them. What saved them? Technology, internet, text. Without this, there was not enough merit. Maybe the decree was 280 dead bodies. All of a sudden, 500,000 people retailing. Believe me, many people who wants to get such a tragedy. In a whole war, we don't have 280 dead people. In a whole war, now the last war that we had, 5, 6 people died, that's it. The war before, maybe 100, I don't remember the numbers. We don't get to such numbers. You know what, in Israel, you know what the tragedy, it's not Iran, 70,000 people died, 2 weeks later, nobody remember. Why they don't remember? Because in the time that they died, 700,000 were born. So, you know, but over here, every life is precious, precious. So, Baruch Hashem, he got saved. Same thing, the dibuk. You remember 10 years ago there was a dibuk with a woman that her husband's soul entered her body and was for 1 month bothering her. 2 souls in one body. And he speak from her throat. Did you ever see that or no? It's on the website.
That wasn't real.
It was real 100%. 100% real. Later, after the whole world made a fool out of her and she lost her job, everyone were laughing at her, then she tried to say that it wasn't real, but then, it's very funny, because in the middle of the interview, they brought her at 5 o'clock to the television, and the guy is asking her a question. The guy is asking, tell me, so how did it happen? So she said, no, the rabbi put pressure on me. They wanted me, you know, to say this, to say that. So he says, so why don't you sue the rabbis? The guy asked her. Guess what she answered? Guess what she answered? Baruch Hashem, she wasn't a smart woman. If she was smart, then everyone would believe her lie. She said, because I'm afraid he's going to come back to me. That's what she answered. Yes. She spoke in Erev Chadash. There's a guy, Dan Margalit, he's famous in Israel. He asked her, why don't you sue them if you say that that's, the rabbis told you what to do? So she said, no, because I'm afraid he's going to come back. You understand what's going on? Why the dibuk came out right away in hours? In the time of the Chafetz Chaim, there was a dibuk. It took a week to take him out. Because it went all over the internet. On television, 100,000 people were reading Tehillim at the time of the dibuk. They sent it all over. Everyone pray because it can kill someone. So everyone was praying. There were hundreds of people came there. They read Tehillim. They blew the shofarot. It became a massive event. 2 hours later, he was out. He couldn't handle all the resistance against him. But in the time of the Chafetz Chaim, there was no media like today. It was the people over there all week begging him to come out. That's what happened. So you see, you know, Rabbi Amnon Yitzchak was the first one in this generation that was clever to use the media to make people religious. He said, very simple and very smart, the tool that destroyed our nation can do the same thing in the opposite way, if you know how to use it. Oh, he started with videotapes, and then it moved, and it used to be cassette, little audio tapes. Then later it moved to CDs, and then to a website, and then to the television. And it's easy, because you get to such audience. Now, what's the advantage? I have a website. The website also have a lot of people. But what's the difference on the website? It took 8 years to start from the first day we opened divineinformation.com until today, 8 years to get to 120,000 viewers in an average month. 8 years. It took 8 months to start with 0 on the Facebook to get to 1.4 million, and probably next month will be 4 million if it continues to grow. In 8 months, you did already, how much is 120,000 to 1. So there's nothing to compare. What you did in 8 years, you did in 2 months here. Why? When people go into the website, people are egoistic. They enjoy the lecture, they get inspired, they don't send it to anyone. They don't care, they enjoy and they go. How many people sit and send it to every person they know? A link to the website, how many? 1 out of 1,000. He cares about others. Most people, they enjoy. In the best scenario, he tells his mother and his brother, that's it. Over here, if people press that they like it, it goes to all their list. And everyone from the list, it goes to their list. It grows in such a way, it's like a snowball. Every minute it grows more than the previous minute. There's no end. You can get to every Jew in moments in the world. You can get to millions of people in days. So if you send them negative things, no, you can destroy the world. If you want to make a revolution, you can make a revolution in a whole country with this. If you want to teach about God, about Torah, what's wrong about this? I don't understand. You got the point? So I always tell people, those who are not in a Facebook or not in the internet, better never to start. Because the Yetzer Hara will probably make you make sins with that more than mitzvot. Those who are already addicted to it, like most people in the world, if they already sit next to this impure thing, it might as well turn it to pure, no? Instead of watching a stupid movie with all kinds of dirty pictures, at least now an hour and a half of words of Torah. No? And this kind of people will never come to lectures. They'll never come to lectures. Sit in his bedroom with his headphones. Oh, somebody send him a new video. He's curious. He said, let me hear a minute or two. Oh, interesting. 2, 5, 10. Oh, all of a sudden 2 hours he was listening. You just earned 2 hours of teaching Torah, doing nothing. Didn't even cost you anything. CDs cost a lot of money. It's very difficult to raise thousands of dollars every month to give free CDs. This doesn't cost. You have a guy, he runs the page, it's not expensive, and finished. You understand? So Hashem is helping us. He gives us enough to get to every Jew in the world. We just have to use this opportunity that we have to do good things with this, not bad. Time is running out. Let's just finish what I wanted to say here. It says like this: I will keep my covenant with you. I will bless your birth. Today, 15% of the Jewish couples are barren, cannot have kids when they get married. 15%. Hashem say, everyone will be blessed, no barren. I will keep my covenant with you. I will make my home among you. The Holy Temple, Bet HaMikdash. I would walk through you. I will be your God, you will be my nation. And if you don't listen to me, let's see what's going to happen. And you don't keep all the mitzvot, not some, all. You have to keep all the mitzvot. Hashem never say do what you like. Do what's easy. Do what have a huge reward. The other one you don't have to, don't worry. You understand? No. ולא תעשו את כל המצוות האלה. You got to do everything. ואם בחוקותיי תמאסו, you get sick and tired out of my laws, like many people today. And you get disgusted for my Torah, not to do all these mitzvot and to keep my covenant. I will do the same thing to you. Measure for measure. You do it to me, I'll do it to you. What? I will make you panic. You live with panicking and fear. Anxiety attack every other person. Fear from siren, fear from bombs, rockets, war, Arab terrorists. You get on a bus, you don't know, you see somebody with a mustache, with a bag. Oh, this guy looks like Arab, he's not Arab. He has a bag, he wear a coat in August, doesn't make sense, probably has a bomb underneath. That's how people live in Israel. With fear, constant fear. Fear from bankruptcy, fear from war, fear from going to the reserve. People have to go 2 months a year to the army. You can be 40 years old, you have children, you have business to run. They call you, you have to go for a month now. Then they call you again, you go for another month. You leave your business, your employee rob you, whatever happens, happens. You know, if you have damages, they don't compensate you. If there's a war, they can keep you there 8 months now. By the time you come back, your business will be gone. That's called behala. Panic. People live with constant fear. Politics, news, every hour an incident. Here, last night. The plane, would it land, or Chas v'Shalom will be 280 funerals tomorrow? That's what everybody thought for 4 hours, until they got rid of all the oil above the ocean. Finally they landed, they made it. No? והפקדתי עליכם בעלה את השחפת ואת הקדחת. I will bring these sicknesses. שחפת, people used to cough and die. קדחת, fever, malaria. From all the mosquitoes, used to be swamps all over Israel. The Torah was written 3,321 years ago, and the Shachefet and the Kadachat only started 100 years ago. So that 3,300 years before, Hashem already said the names of these sicknesses. Shachefet and Kadachat. 3,000 years before. And it happened in Israel 100 years ago. People were dying from these sicknesses. Mechalot Enaim, destroy the eyes are tearing from the fever. That's it, until a person dies. Umedivot nafesh, and the soul comes out. You will put seeds in the ground, no blessing. Your enemy will come and eat it, like in Gush Katif. All the chassa, the letters that the religious people buy, Gush Katif, right, all went to the Hamas now. All the land, all the hamamot, everything. You know, it was a great business. It's all there. They gave them all. Synagogue, farms, this, everything went to them. Here. Veradu bachem sonechem. Your enemy will rule you, will control you, and you will run even when they're not after you, from the fear. And if you still don't listen to me, I will continue to punish you 7 times worse for your sins. I will break your ego. I will make your country, nothing is growing, all desert, swamps like it was. All your energy gone a waste. Your land will not grow anything and the trees will not give any fruit. And if you continue to say coincidence, mikre, you continue to say bad luck, no rain, why we in the Middle East? We should have been in New York every 2 days, full day rain. Bad luck. And you still won't listen to me, I will continue to hit you 7 times worse on your sins. 7 times 7 times 7. I will send you animals. We'll eat your animals, the cows, the sheep, bad animals, wolves, this, all kinds of things. Ve'imita etchem. You get less and less. And if you still don't surrender, I will hit you, this is for the 4 times, 7 times worse on your sins. I will bring to you a sword of revenge. Who is he talking about? Who's using the sword? Which religion started with swords, stabbing and chopping heads? Yeah. Nokemet nekam brit. Revenge of circumcision. Why? Circumcision is the mitzvah that thanks to it you sit in the Holy Land. Comes these Arabs, Ishmael, they say we also do Brit Milah, age 13. Because Ishmael was circumcised by Abraham. We also want to sit here. The fight for the land, circumcision. Cherev nekam brit. Brit. Nekama of the Brit. Venesaftem el arechem. You shrink. You get collected into the center of the land. Cities will disappear. Ne'esaftem el arechem. You go inside, you concentrate more and more. You become smaller and smaller. 2/3 of Israel went to Egypt in a fake peace agreement. But nothing left from it, as you can see. 2/3 of Israel, Sinai, all the cities of the south, the most beautiful beaches, all these places, Nueba, all these places went back to them. This is where the Air Force used to train. There's plenty of place to train. Now the Israeli Air Force hardly has any place to fly. There's a little bit, a piece of desert left. They used to fly, it used to be great training. They took everything Egypt. Now Gaza, Rafiah, Jericho, Judea and Samaria. Now they're talking about giving them the Golan Heights. Israel would be the size of Queens. With Obama's support. Obama, the genius. Yeah, that's what he said in his speech. He wants Israel to be the size of Queens. You understand? This is our supporter, the ally, the buddy, the friend, the sponsor, whatever you want to call. If our friends talking like this, what do you expect from our enemies? Ve'isarti etchem, sheva al chatotechem, for the fifth time, he says 7 times worse. 7 times worse, 7 times, 5 times. Until you get to a point that you will eat the body of your children. When did it happen? Twice. Once in the destruction of the Second Temple, 2,000 years ago, and 70, 60 years ago in the Holocaust. Rav Ashri, I said it in one of my lectures, Alav Shalom, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, he made the brachot in my son's Brit, 16 years ago. And he was the posek of the ghetto. And people used to ask him every day, when we eat the bodies or no? Of the children who die or the old people. Can we eat the bodies to survive, or we should just die and that's it? That's the questions they had 60 years ago. People don't get the point. That's the problem here. No, ונתתי את עריכם חורבה. Your cities will not be built. Everything will be boring and empty. 2,000 years it was like this, until we return back to Israel. והשימותי את הארץ. I will make the peace not grow any tree when your enemy sits there. Only when Jews sit in Israel, trees will grow. When Jews are not there, nothing will grow. Check in the history. Mark Twain, 130 years ago, he wrote, he went to Israel, he didn't find one tree in the entire country. Not even olive tree. And Ramban, 750 years ago, he wrote, the land is empty, nothing is growing. It shows that the Torah is real. ואתכם מזרע בגויים, I will spread you in among the Gentiles. It happened or not? It happened here, everywhere in the world. You have Jews. והריקותי אחריכם חרב, and these goyim will torture you and kill you non-stop. Your land will be empty, your city will be destroyed. Then the land will be forced to keep the year of Shemitah. Every 7 years you have to let the land rest. But the communists were not religious, they don't care about Hashem. They grow as usual. Rabbi, 1 year we're not going to grow anything? The Torah is saying the 6th year is giving you enough for the 7. He's giving you enough, you're not losing. No, we don't care about the Torah. Hashem say, oh yeah, let me throw you out of Israel, nothing will grow, and now the land will keep Shemitah, the year of Shemitah. Then, והנשארים בכם, those of you who will survive, I will bring fear in their heart in the countries of their enemies where they live. And every beep, even a leaf that falls from the tree will scare them. Oh, wow, somebody comes, the tree. Panicking, when a person is this is an expression. When a person is under stress, every beep of a car, he gets a heart attack. Every phone call, every ring, is such a stress, is ready to explode. Here. ונסו מנוסת חרב, וכשלו איש באחיו. One will trap his brother, like wolves. And you're not going to have any existence. And you'll be destroyed among the Goyim, among the Gentiles, in the country of your enemies. And those of you who will survive, imaku ba'avonam, will finish slowly. And the sins of their parents also. But then their stubborn heart will finally surrender. There will be a point, everybody will surrender and finally say, Hashem, forgive us, it's our fault. וזכרתי את ברי, and then I will remember my covenant with Jacob and with Isaac and with Abraham. When? After the heart will surrender. Hashem, on our knees, like this, and save us. Okay, we surrender. No more Israeli army. We got the point. They cannot save us. No more America. They also cannot save us. Well, that's it. We surrender. Help us. We keep Shabbat. We put tefillin. We give tzedakah. We'll pray. We'll do everything you want. Help us. Then the miracle begins. Mashiach, shofar, everything. Here. Parashat Bechukotai. I'm reading word by word. And what happened? The salvation will start, and that will be the end of all this suffering. Why we suffer 2,000 years? The answer is in Parashat Bechukotai. Why there's terrorism? Why there's the Oslo agreement and that agreement, and they take away more from the Holy Land, even though the Torah said to the whole world that everything belongs to Israel. Almost the whole Middle East belongs to Israel. It has to be all the way to Iraq, all the way to the top of Syria. That's the Holy Land. They're fighting with not only they took almost 80% already, now from the 20 that left, they want another 95% of it. You understand what's going on? Yes.
The last sentence you said, Yaakov, Yitzchak, and Abraham. Why isn't it Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov?
Goes from the last covenant to the one before and to the one before. Which agreement you remember first? You made 3 agreements with 3 different owners of the business. John the father, John the son, and John the grandson. Each one took the business, and the last one renewed the contract with you. So when you come and say, I remember the contract, you have to start with the last one, because that's the most recent one. And then even the one before I remember. And then even the one before. That's the proper speaking. The lecture will be on Wednesday, 8:30, 8:35, on 77th Avenue and Main Street. It's the Talmud series, very interesting. Don't miss it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.